Hi everyone, this is GadgetGirlKylie and this is going to be a quick video comparing the Psp 3000 to the PS Vita, and in this video I'm also going to show you Monster Hunter Unite on the PS Vita versus Monster Hunter Unite on the Psp 3000. So you can see the 3000 here and the PS Vita there. Looking at them you can see that there's not really much size difference. Obviously the PS Vita is slightly bigger and the screen is slightly bigger. You can tell that the brightness on the Vita is so much better than the PSP, which obviously is to be expected. The resolution is a lot better than the PSP and the screen quality is a lot better. And obviously the interfaces are different as well, the PSP not being touchscreen whatsoever and having this very basic menu system. So weight wise, the PSP 3000 is lighter than the PS Vita, but not considerably by much, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't say the PS Vita is heavy, considering the specs of the machine. It's probably lighter than the original PSP 1000 model by a little bit, so it's not that much more heavy, to be honest. So I'm just going to boot up Monster Hunter on the 3000 here. And while that's loading, I'll quickly show you the sides. So you can see that the Vita is probably slightly more chunkier on the top than the PSP 3000. And I don't know whether you just heard the scratching then of the UMD load on the 3000. The Vita doesn't have any of that because they are cartridges, so that's a lot nicer as well, that you don't get that scratchiness. I'm going to turn the volume down on the PSP 3000 while that's loading up. And boot up Monster Hunter Unite on the Vita. So you can see that the brightness comparison is, very noticeable. You can tell that the Vita screen is a lot nicer looking at the same game on both systems. See, the volume on the Vita right now isn't even full either, so I mean, look at the difference there. So there we go, standing in the exact same spot, you can see the colour differences there. The greens are a lot more vivid, and the blue in the sky is a lot nicer as well. So I'll just take the PSP for now, and I'll just run. Set up that quest. Do the same with the Vita. So obviously in the 3000 you're going to have to change the camera with the D-pad. So you can see that, and then I'll pick up the Vita. And you can see that I'm changing the camera with the analog there, and it just looks nicer on the Vita. Sony have done a really good job with the emulator on the Vita for PSP games. It does look nice. So if you want the menu for PSP games on the Vita, you just hold your finger down for a couple of seconds and it brings this up. So you've got bilinear filtering. I can't really notice a difference when this is on or off, but I'm told on 3D type games that it's better for bilinear filtering to be on. And then obviously you've got the option for your camera change here, so I've set the right stick to the D-pad, so that's why I'm able to change the camera with the analog. So you can fully change that. And then there's this camera option, which I have no clue what that's for. Actually, thinking about it logically, I wonder, with downloading games like Invisimals, if that's letting you use the Vita camera. You pick either the front camera or the back camera, and then you, obviously if you use the rear, you can play a PSP game like Invisimals with the camera. So that'll be something interesting to test with the Vita. If anyone has downloaded Invisimals through the PSN store, because I'm not going to risk buying the game again just to test that. So PSP games do look really nice on the Vita, and with that added second analog stick, you know, camera changes and, you know, general gameplay is going to be a more pleasant experience. Obviously for people who, like me, didn't have a PSP Go and bought the UMDs, it's a bit of annoyance that Sony haven't brought out anything to allow us to download the games we've already paid for free. Now, I am aware that there is a program in Japan at the moment, which basically you input a code using the UMDs you've bought. I don't know what this code is as of yet, but you input a code and you can download your games on the Japanese PSN store for a discounted price, so you still have to pay something, so hopefully that won't be much that you have to pay, but fingers crossed that will be coming to the UK at some point, because that's not really good of Sony. It's not really encouraging people not to pirate games by making people who have paid for the UMDs have to pay again to download their games a second time onto the Vita. So in comparison between these two, obviously I'm going to say the PlayStation Vita is better, but what I would say is that if you do have a PSP, I wouldn't sell it yet until more information is out for that program that I've just told you about, and until the PSP store is up to date on the PS Vita for downloading games. But if you have never owned a PSP, or you've owned a PSP Go, then getting a PS Vita is a good choice, because obviously you'll be able to download all your games again through the store for free if you've had a PSP Go. And if you've never had a PSP, then the PS Vita is a nice bit of kit. So gameplay is a lot nicer on Monster Hunter on the PSP Vita because of that second analog. And generally it's a nice system, and you don't get the scratchy disc loading of the UMDs on the PSP Vita. And I have noticed that even though I haven't done a data install on the PSP Vita, loading on areas on Monster Hunter Unite is still faster on the PSP Vita, even though I haven't data installed. So I don't know how fast it'll be when I data install on this. That'll be an interesting test to do. So that's just been a quick comparison of the two consoles. You can certainly tell the difference in technology between the two and the difference in capability between the two. So this has been GadgetGirlKylie. Thanks for watching.